Welcome to the free monthly tarot scopes. Be sure to check your rising and moon for more details and visit VickieVerley.com for personal readings, decks, books, t-shirts, art, and more. Thank you for all your continued support, including donating, liking, commenting, sharing. Now without further ado, on to your free reading. Hi everyone, Vickie Verley here. For those of you not familiar, that intro was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so I thought that that would be more befitting the rock and roll prophetess. I want to do a few announcements so I don't have to keep repeating myself in the readings, because there's so much to talk about in the readings. We have Jupiter going into Scorpio on 1010, which is a magical number. And the first thing I wanted to just note that this month on my Lots of Love reading that focused specifically on love on Vimeo, this is the Morgan Greer Tarot deck. We'll be using the good old Morgan Greer, this backing. You can hardly see it. And then, of course, the Lots of Love, which also blend into my cloth here. But the other thing is I'm going to incorporate some astrology bonus into that one too. Talk about Jupiter, and then also Venus and Mars is traveling together, so I'll be talking about that in all the love readings this month. Another new announcement, I've started the Amazon tea shop, and I wanted to just show you a couple of the t-shirts. I ordered a few just to see what the print quality is, and it's very, very nice print quality. Now this is your standard like silk screen type of t-shirt. I wasn't concerned about this, but I did want to order a few of these different color ones to see how they would turn out, and I'll tell you I'm very happy with how the color turned out. There's a few of the tarot cards. I ordered one of the moon, and then I ordered one of the star in purple. And the color is perfect and great. You know, sometimes on t-shirt these types of designs aren't going to really turn out. And then lastly, of course, this was the one I was really worried about, is the Divine Goddess, and it turned out beautiful. The colors are just beautiful. The sizes run a little small, so if you're going to order and you like them loose like I do, you may want to order a size up. They come in a variety of colors. There's a process, so I'm adding them slowly. Right now I only have Libra. I have the Zodiac ones up, just Libra. And I'll be getting all 12 zodiac signs up, and I'll be adding t-shirts all the time. But I just wanted to, show you I was so happy with the quality. Look at how great the color just really turned out. Beautiful. So if you're interested, it's another way to help support the free readings on these channels. If you're not in the U.S., unfortunately, Amazon won't ship to you, but you can do a shipping forwarding company such as myus.com, but I don't necessarily recommend that one. Okay, now that all the announcements are out of the way, let's get on to the readings. Hi Geminis, thanks for joining me for the October reading. While I shuffle the cards, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Jupiter transit. Because Jupiter's changing signs this month. So that's the talk of the readers. And in your case, it's going to go into your 6th house. So your 6th house, this is particularly really more to Gemini risings, and I recommend everybody check their rising sign this month. So 6th house is work and health and pets. Those are the 3 biggies. So these things are going to be really emphasized this year, this upcoming year. Usually when you have Jupiter going into your 6th house, one more. Usually when you have Jupiter going into your 6th house, it's a great year for health. It's a great time to do any health regimen, change your diet, start a workout, do some kind of thing like that. And it's also a great time to change jobs. And I feel like some of you are definitely trying to do that. Because you have this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So what that tells us is that there was a new beginning in money that you were trying for. Like you were trying to get this new job, or you were trying to get this new gig going, or this new stream of income, and it's either been delayed or not going to happen. And for some of you, I think it's time to just walk away from it, but that's okay. It's nothing to get because here's the thing, I feel like it wouldn't have been too great for you anyway. It just really wouldn't have been a great thing for you anyway. I feel like a lot of you have set your sights on it and were really wanting to try it, and it sounded really good. It sounded good on paper, but then when you go in to do it, it was kind of like, I think let's just put it this way, it wasn't for you, okay? And I feel like this is already, you know about this. Maybe some of you might get this disappointing news this month, but don't be disappointed. That's what I'm really trying to tell you. Because there's definitely something much, much, much better coming for you. you have the judgment card. So this is like, you've paid your, I feel like this is, I'm just going to put it real blunt, it's a shitty job. And you've worked enough shitty jobs, you know. The days of you having to work these shitty jobs are over. I just heard that loud and clear, okay? So, pump yourself up a little, because you have a lot more than you thought. And with Jupiter going through your 6th, you could get a really good job that maybe you think is like beyond you. That's what I'm feeling like. Like you're trying to, because you're in reverse. I'll tell you right now, you're in reverse. Gemini's up here, the air sign's in reverse. So it says there's something about this that you're looking at it in the wrong way, and you feel, you know, you feel like there's these obstacles. This is a card of the stalemate. Like you're like, well, I can't because of this. This is what you have good solid reasons of why you can't do what you're wanting to do, or why things aren't working out, and they don't hold water anymore. Or something that you've cited as a reason that I can't do this, it's in reverse. It's like, no, that's not standing in your way anymore. That's not an obstacle anymore. That's but you haven't turned back to look at it. You know, you're just like, I'm through with you. I'm through with that. I'm done with that. That doesn't work. I already wrote that off because I know it doesn't work. Well, I'm here to tell you that it might be working out now, especially with Jupiter going in your 6th house here. So this is, you've paid your dues. You've had enough shitty jobs, shitty relationships, whatever the case, that you deserve, this is a card of graduating to the next level. And you've also turned your back on the Hierophant here. Now the Hierophant is, you know, in modern day a lot of people don't want to be part of an institution or conventional, you know, that carries a lot of like really negative connotations. But in this case it's showing us something really good. Sometimes it's real good to be a part of this group. Sometimes being part of a group can really help you, and I feel like that's definitely the case for you Geminis this month. Some kind of big thing. I just heard settlement too. Somebody's going to get a settlement. So this could be a law firm. This could be the medical community. This could be libraries, religious groups, churches, and religion it used to cover. But nowadays it really just covers any kind of big thing. So maybe you had to go at being, you know, working on your own and it didn't work. But maybe you can get some gigs. Because a gig is really standing out to me more than a job. I feel like it's more like a gig. Like you might be able to get steady work from a big company. I used to do that when I was a freelancer. You know, I'd hook up with these big companies. This Medical Mutual was one of them. And they would throw me a lot of work throughout the year. So sometimes you can still maintain your independence, but also be, you know, under the guise of this big thing, you know. And that's happening more and more these days. You know, more and more big companies are hiring freelancers, you know, hiring independent contractors. And I feel like that could still happen if that's what you're stickling about, if that's what you're so stuck on. I'm not sure for everybody, but that's definitely the case for somebody, because you want the gig. You don't want a 9-to-5 job. You don't want to be part of the, you know, the whatever you want to call that, you know, the powers that be kind of structural thing. You can still have that, but that doesn't mean that this big company can't help you out somehow, or this big group. Or even if it is a church. Sometimes church can give referrals. Maybe you're going to meet somebody through a spiritual or religious thing that is involved in something, and can, you know, people do that. They help people out in their group. You know, that happens. So it could even just be some sort of a referral thing, and whatever group it might be. It doesn't have to be a church. I'm not trying to force anybody to go to church or anything like that. I'm not trying to force anybody to do anything. I'm just saying, don't turn your back on this, you know. Somebody's out there saying, well, I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm hearing that. I've been 20 years, I've been freelancing here. 20 years. Well, a lot changes in 20 years, you know. Things that might not have been, you know, I haven't had a day job in 20 years. Somebody's out there saying that right now. Well, you know, I haven't either, so don't feel bad. I've had very few day jobs in my life. But that doesn't mean, like I said, I used to do the freelancing through that Medical Mutual. I had another. You get these big companies, and you get the jobs through them. Or even like many of you Geminis are writers, and like I wrote a book, right? And I make decks, and that's something I do on my own. But I have to go through Amazon to publish it. You know, Amazon could be the big dog, the big thing here, you know, or whoever, you know, or YouTube. You know, YouTube is the big company. Google. I mean, come on, you don't get any bigger than that. So just because you're dealing with some kind of a big company doesn't mean you're going to be forced into this box and, you know, be stuck in a cubicle, you know, draining your life force forever. You know, it almost feels like this is like what a lot of you are saying by these two cards. Well, that's all that is. I don't want anything to do with it. Be a little more open. Be a little more open. Some of you may have to start in that way. You may have to go into the office for a while, but then once you learn the ropes, then they'll allow you to work from home or take your work home. This person is very important. I wanted to get to him or her in these readings. Whoever. Gender is not relevant. It's a person. It's a fire sign person, potentially. Fire signs are Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. They're looking, because I feel like this is a connection for you. I just feel that, you know, because I feel like you're just like, talk to the hand. I don't want to hear it. Or, oh, they said they were going to, this could be a recruiter even for some of you if you're looking for a job. You know, like, oh, they sent me on that job before and it was crap. I don't want anything to do with it, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you're blah, blah, blahing about, whatever story, you got to chill out here for a minute. Because this is not a bad thing. Take a look, take another look at this. Direct, that just came, is really popping at me. But I feel it's more in the way of like direct deposit or direct, you know, it would have something more to do with that. World Direct. Maybe that's even a name of a company for some people. But I feel like it's more like, it's not necessarily that this person is very direct. Maybe they are though, I mean, maybe they are. But I feel like it's direct, you know, or maybe they're the artistic director or the director of the film, or, you know, they do the directing. It could be like that. But I felt more like it was like direct deposit, or your funds come direct, you know, something like that, you know, or they go directly to you. It's more like that kind of a thing. But it could be, for so many people, it just be a lot of different things. But this guy's favorable. The other thing I want to tell you about this guy is, he's fire, and we are having a full moon on the 5th in the fire sign of Aries. So could be something right around the 5th. Isn't Hierophant 5 also? Yeah, Hierophant is 5 too. And you have the 5 of Swords too, don't you? Yeah, you have a couple of 5s right next to the dude here who's fire. So that 5th full moon on the 5th could be relevant. Alright, so what's going on for my Gemini friends for their animal totems? Snake. Quetzalcoatl, Shisha, Seraph, Ophion. Those are just gods, snake gods and goddesses. Kundalini activation, carnal knowledge. Portal to awakening, primal chi medicine. The new you is emerging. Yeah, the new you is emerging when this card shows up too. You know, you're definitely in some kind of a graduation. It definitely has to do with the kind of jobs or gigs that you're taking. So I feel like many of you, these are gigs, not necessarily your 9-to-5 job. It could be a side hustle. I mean, I don't know. So you're changing. You're graduating. You know, maybe you're going to become the art. That happened to me. I got hired as, when I first time I got hired as an art director, I'm like, oh, I'm the art director. And it took me a minute. I go, wait, I deserve this. I deserve to be the art director. I've got 20 years experience in graphic design. I deserve to be the art director. So don't shun away from something and, you know, be stuck in this lower thing. It's time to move to the next level. And there will be some kind of, for many of you, some kind of a big thing like that you may be like, oh, it's the man or whatever. It's not going to be what you think it's going to be. Give it a chance. Look into it more. Okay? Alright. Alright, hey Geminis, thanks so much for everything you do. As I've mentioned repeatedly, and it's for all YouTubers, our earning is down dramatically. It's down by like 90%. So I'm still doing the free readings, and that's largely in part because of all your generous donations, or buying the books, the t-shirts, the decks, the lots of love readings. That all contributes to me continuing to make this worth my time, you know, because it is a lot of time to do 12 readings. I'm not bitching, but by the time you edit them and everything else, I guess I am bitching a little, but I'm just trying to, you know, make you aware of that. A lot goes into it, you know. It's a little 10 and 15 minute video, but it's hours. It's a few days of solid working, you know, editing and uploading and descriptions and playlists, and the actual filming takes a couple, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot, but I've been doing it a long time, and I know I've helped a lot of people, and I know that that's my path to help people, and I'm not going to stop, you know, until it becomes not worth my time. I'm not going to stop, and it becomes worth my time. It is worth my time when all the outpouring and contributing that you do And even if you can't donate, you know, sharing, liking, commenting, subscribing, it's all good. You know, it's not mandatory to donate or buy anything, but it's just appreciated. I just want you to know that it's appreciated. Remember that you are loved and beauty incarnate. Have a great month of October. Speak to you soon.